I know, children. It is late in the day today, but it was a lot to do today. So I just simply did not have the time beforehand. I had to take care of some stuff. But I am here now, so we'll see who comes on. Before we start, one of my longtime followers, Quiet Chris, got in a car accident today. So everybody just send a prayer out to Chris, tell him that we hope he feels okay. Chris, if you're watching, I hope you feel okay. Hello, Desert Jack. Hello, darling. Kids, the anger is real amongst all these peoples. Oh, the anger is real. Whew, this week been a hell of a one. This week has been a hell of a week, to say the least. Also, don't mind this. I woke up with it on my hand, and I don't know where it came from. Hello, Emo. Hello, HG. Perfect timing. Why, thank you. Good evening. Okay, so it is evening where HG is too. It is 4:15, 4:16 now, where I am. I had to take care of vet problems. I was burning out on a drawing. Well, that is why I am here to help. I had a doctor appointment now. See, a blood clot is gone. Well, we want that. We want that. Bye-bye blood clot. Yes. Mother. Oh, hello. Hunty, are we still away from the gremlins? Do we get a whole other week of anti-gremlin because of what is it? Is it tomorrow? My computer is telling me, yes, I know it is 4:17 now. My computer is telling me forecast. We have a winter weather emergency. It is a threat. Let's see, what is it? Is it tomorrow? So it's Saturday. So I am set to get snow on Saturday. You made a new OC. Well, do share with the rest of the class. Hourly. After I get past the ads. I don't know if she'll be included in any plot. Well, considering you guys made me make a random OC the other day, I say good. No plot for her. So currently, this is the snow system that we're watching for. And it's still making its masses. This is the projected. This is how she moved in actual time. And then this is what they're pretending it's going to move like. So they're not quite sure. Hello, Big T. How are we doing, Tony? But she's cute and she exists now. And that is all that matters. But OMG, Jehoshaphat, let me tell you something, kids. Oh, they've all been angry this week. They have all been angry this week. It has been quite a feat. The remember how we all discussed the performative actions of the influencers and how they're just so upset about ice out of nowhere? Apparently, I don't know if it's just like I always hallmark this stuff, but a bunch of people started talking about it and they wholeheartedly agree with us. Random cooking channels, Pop-Tart business that I follow. They make Pop-Tarts and they're like, oh, we don't like ice. And they made this whole thing, long day, I understand. They did this whole post and I was like, this performative activism actually pisses me off, so I'm gonna call you out on it. Where is it? Because I called it out. Because they were just being ridiculous. So they were, fuck ice, doing our best to support with treats and donations. Loaded pop pockets, right? Okay. So I commented something very reasonable. One, I was just bitchy. I was like, stick to pastry, leave the big kid thinking to everyone else. Okay. And so they just wrote back, we'll donate for you. Thank you for your support. And I wrote, I just hope you had the same anger when dozens of women and children were raped, tortured, murdered across our country. I was following you when Irina Zarutska was killed. I saw no anger or donations from you then. Can you tell me what things your company has done to donate to the families of these victims, since you're all so fiery over injustice and all? How about Jocelyn Nungare, 12, Texas, raped and strangled to death in 2024 by two undocumented Venezuelan nationals who had recently been released into the U.S.? Next, Luis, I believe it's Joxon Nanez Lopez. I'm sorry, Hispanics. You need to stop having 20 million names. This is annoying. He was 15. He died in Kentucky. He was shot and killed in 2025 while attempting to protect his mother from a grape by an undocumented individual from Mexico. And then I said, how about Rachel Morin, who was, I obviously mistyped it, raided, we all know what I meant, and murdered. I don't see you concerned for any of these people. So forgive me when I see you doing this as nothing more than selective and performative outrage to get clout. And then they didn't respond. So I said, oh, so no snarky and dismissive comments to the dead and raped victims of illegals you defend? I see you have some soul. Clock it, as the kids say. Exactly. Clock it. Because I'm sorry. When you're sitting there and out of nowhere, and what did I say last time, guys? What did I say last time? When you made your channel off the backs of your dog, or your child, or your cooking, no one gives a shit about your opinion. And if you're saying you're being brave, but you're carrying on the exact same narrative that the who's this chicken lady? Excuse me, she's a pigeon. And it's the newest of my OCs by the behest of the children pluribus. They all asked that I make a bird OC. So I did. And I have literally no use for her, but that's why she is in the whatchamacallit. She is in Evelyn's universe. That way, doesn't matter if she exists. Quiet Chris! Are you feeling all right? Are you okay? Are you all right? Did you call the insurance companies? We already sent out a prayer for you earlier. We were worried. Bestie for Evelyn is her purpose. Exactly, that's it. It's all she has in life. And whatchamacallit, I think it's funny that we made a bird bestie for a cat. But I digress. Anyways, you know, I could understand if they were actually being brave and speaking out against the public narrative. But they're speaking out in favor of the public narrative. It is a selective outrage. None of them said a word when Obama used ICE. I know. And apparently the number that we have been quoting, the 3 million, it's inaccurate. It was more like 7 million. 7 million. And even Biden deported. But what was so funny to me, who here, remember, unfortunately the bitch that flagged the driver got away. Oh, you need to go to all of the area, go to the entire area where you got hit, talk to any of the businesses, and see if they will give you footage from the crash. Because I am terminally too shy to share in group setting. Oh, honey. I swear to God, Hunty, I'll disown you. Speaking of, I forgot you guys want this now. I still don't like it too much, but I can't fix it to make it look prettier. But anyways. Let me see. Does it let me scroll back? No. Does it let me scroll? No. So it's just whatever comes. Okay. But anyways. What was I saying? I got distracted. Someone showed me a shiny object, and now I'm here. You would never disown me. I'm too funny. I hate you. But, yeah, it's massively performative right now. They're all going with the public narrative. They're going with what is popular to say. And that's why, no, you're not being brave. You're not being brave at all. You're just doing what everyone else... Oh, so you're talking about that. we were talking about the actual deportations. They're talking about inhumane. We were actually complaining, we Republicans were complaining about the way Obama was treating the immigrants when he was taking them, because it was inhumane. They were inhumane conditions that he was keeping them in. You didn't hear anything then. They had nothing to say then. And again, I would understand if perhaps this was, by the way, I got my little starlight over here, so hopefully it adds enough light in here. So it's because I didn't like it it was constantly trying to focus. And then of course there is other people that are getting attacked for daring to even be conservative. I wonder if I'm still logged into my Instagram, because I cannot remember the password that I changed it to. So continue. Continue. Sort of huzzah? All right. So I'm going to show you guys somebody. Oh, I already got a comment back. Let's see. Because I've been going back and forth with these people. People are trying to say now that kids are being mistreated in the ICE facilities, even though we've seen the interior of the ICE facilities and they're not being mistreated. But I'm going to show you this absolutely stunning artist. I'm going to show you somebody. This artist drew her baby. Poor her. Hope she grows up to fight against all the things you stand for. Never thought I would see the result of marrying your cousin, but here she is. This artist drew fan art of the ICE agent who murdered Renee Good. I prayed for her to have a better life, genuinely, growing up in a household of hatred ideology. They are all attacking her on a drawing of her daughter, which, by the way, is stunning. I want you to think about this. The party of love, tolerance, and empathy is literally shitting on an infant. They are shitting on an infant because they feel they are morally superior. If your first instinct when you see a talented artist who dares to not think like you do is to shit on everything she is, which, by the way, please go follow her. She's extremely talented. She is a right-wing Christian mom, married. She's only 22. And these people are absolutely destroying her for no reason. They can't be that stupid, right? Yes, they can, honey. I have worked with the general public now for 25 plus years. The general public is incredibly stupid. And not only are they incredibly stupid, they are incredibly entitled. All of these people, as I've told you before, they are desperate to be heroes. I'm trying to think of the right way to set this up because I don't like the way that looked. I guess this is the best way. They are desperate to be heroes. They are desperate to be part of something big. Oh, but that's not all. Because then you go into my messages. Okay. So one, we got the requests. Got this one. Hope you're genuinely misinformed because ICE is not bound by legality, and nor has it ever faced any consequences to their agents' actions. ICE is legally allowed to racially profile, and detention centers are not just deporting people. There are hundreds of people denied due process and legal citizens sent to detention centers where these people just disappear. Lawfully, nobody can do a thing about it because this administration loudly hates anybody who is not a part of their billionaire class. Please take the time to look into what you're so heavily believing. That's just one of them. Let's go to the general. Go to my general one. This lovely guy, remember the guy I told you about that's been wanting to dox me? He's not obsessed, guys, but he keeps unblocking me to send me messages. He watches all my stories, then blocks me again. And then gets mad that I don't answer. This was a story about cats, so I don't know why he even wanted me to answer. Then I got this little charmer. She blocked me after the conversation. I'm gonna be 22 on Monday. Congrazzles. My teacher is for package design had to say the customer is stupid. They are incredibly stupid. He's just got to crush and watch attention, right? So, to say that people are insane right now over everything going on, these folks, here's the best part. I love these folks because they are genuinely super middle ground. So let's click on and
law enforcement with real law enforcement powers. A lot of people are saying they aren't, but that's wrong.
Independent of what you think of them, under the law, which is what we talk about here, ICE agents are real federal law enforcement officers. They actually complete their training at the same giant federal facilities.
So I want you to understand that, guys. I want you to understand this. I'm making sure because I made sure today, I always forget to. I usually forget to announce that I'm live on Instagram. Today, I made sure of it. So, if you're one of the haters coming here to watch, I want you to open your eyes real fucking wide if you're brave enough to stay long enough and listen real fucking close.
Where other agencies like the Secret Service, DEA, and Marshals train.
As for the law, their authority to investigate and make arrests for immigration crimes falls under these two federal statutes, sections 1226 and 1357. But because they are sworn federal law enforcement officers, they also have broad Title 18 authority. Title 18 being the general code of federal criminal laws in the U.S.
And this is a big point of misunderstanding for people. A lot of people think that ICE only has authority for immigration-related offenses. And while it's true that ICE's main mission is to enforce immigration-related crimes, they won't be stabbed on a bank robbery, for example, they still technically have the legal authority to arrest for tons of different federal crimes committed in their presence.
Or with reasonable suspicion for felonies. Now, if you just move your eyes over here. So what you're really saying is that they are consistently violating the law when they interfere with a citizen's First and Fourth Amendment rights? No. Being law enforcement does not mean all your actions are legal, warrantless search and seizure, detaining and deporting U.S. citizens. The Gestapo had real legal powers too, because law is based on the morality of the creator. This was not particularly clarifying. I am used to a better quality post from you. If what they're doing is legal in the first place, where they are not. You can get the direct facts laid out in front of them. They laid out the statutes. They laid out the articles and titles at which they are allowed to do what they're doing. And people are still going, actually. This goes right back to that guy I told you about the other day, who in the same video, after trying to claim that it was our vice president who had a short attention span. Ooh, I just lost somebody. So somebody somebody did not like what I had to say. He came in, he was like, JD Vance has a short attention span. You just got through saying that they have immunity. But literally what JD Vance had said was, if they are operating outside of the law, if they are performing illegal operations, then no, they do not have immunity. But if they are operating within the law and within the legalities of what they're supposed to operate in, yes, they have immunity. I called him out on it, and he still was like, excuse me, but do you understand? Yes, we understand. You do not understand. He has not responded back. He has not. It's been a week and a half. This right here, and I'm going to share the link to this video so you guys can all look at it, because I love this video. If I can only figure out how to fucking share it. See,
Are ICE agents real law enforcement with real law enforcement powers?
I am not used to using Instagram on the computer. So I'm going to post this link. If you guys want to go watch it, I highly recommend going and watching this. Ban, folks. Who are we supposed to ban? Oh, you mean that in case someone comes on and argues. Got it. The chances that they're going to say anything is minimal. I'm going to be honest, guys. The chances that they're going to say anything are minimal. Because
a secret ICE memo says that agents...
A lot of these people are only brave when they think that they have a bunch of people on their side. They are not brave when they have to actually be the only wrong one. When they're against a bunch of people who are arguing against them, they're not going to do it. Kind of cursing and Insta being used on a computer, it feels wrong. It feels so, because it's one of the sites that was, from its inception, designed to be on a phone. Nobody, I was just saying somebody wants to, yeah, right. I don't ban anyway. I'm down to argue. Listen, they're never going to comment. Because the thing is, right now, in real time, I could Google, hi, Fluffy Paws. In real time, I could Google what I need to show them they're wrong. I could bring up videos because, for instance, they're all saying that no white person is getting deported, but there's literally been hundreds deported from Canada and Ireland and England and Russia. Did that adult say cream pie? Yes, because in Japan, as usual, all of the American companies make better products in other countries. And in Japan, McDonald's makes a better cream pie than it does here. They make a chocolate cream pie and I believe a custard cream pie. And supposedly they're delicious. Hi, Penny. If you guys haven't noticed, you see how my arm is fully exposed? You see how my hand is not as wrinkled? It's because the house is warm. The heaters came in. And it's a good day. The house is at a nice toasty 76 degrees now. These heaters, so far, it's only been 24 hours, are working pretty damn well, I can't lie. Which is fantastic right ahead of the storm coming in. But yeah. Oh yeah, we found out that world's #1 Dunkin' Donuts is in fucking Korea. I'm sorry. That hurts my soul. Especially when you literally go, you cannot go a mile in all of New England without a fucking Dunkin' Donuts. There's almost 3,000 Dunkin' Donuts in all of New England. But we're gonna put the world's best one in another fucking country on the other side of the fucking world. Yeah, I know. Knock on wood. You're right. Knocked. You are correct. You are correct, madame. I was foolish. But here's what's really great. So, one of the artists that I follow, because unlike them, I'm not going to unfollow just because they're massive idiot liberals. I'm not going to do it. They're allowed to have what they want. And I can ignore their stupidity and still enjoy their artwork. You can't stop me. Partly I don't unfollow them is because I know it pisses them off that an evil MAGA is watching them. It's hilarious. As usual, the usual fighting tactics they have is how ugly I am, how ugly my art is, how inbred I look. They can't actually argue what I'm saying. We thought we were getting a Dunkin' Donuts here, but Shipley's has a monopoly on donuts here. But anyways, let me ask you guys something. Little question for the chat. How many of you watch the Avatar films? How many of you have watched and enjoyed the Avatar films, you know generally a little bit about Pandora and the Amotakaya and the Na'vi and their culture. I ask for a reason because whenever these things happen, people love to use fake characters, or I've never had Shipley, so for me it's an ill. I say ill to most companies. Never watched them, never will. Only the first one. Okay. So, if you've watched the first one, kids, what did the Na'vi do to the humans that were on Pandora? Is this the funny and the ending scene? It's you're on the right track, but you don't know why. What did the Na'vi do to the humans at the end of the first movie? What did they do? Shipley's is better. You have the right to what I assume is your wrong opinion. What I want to know is, what did they do? And I promise it'll make sense in a minute. Because when I tell you, kids, the most brain dead takes were happening online. Deport them. Yes. They yeeted them. They deported them. A bunch of people that love Avatar have been drawing different creatures from Avatar, tearing apart ICE agents, writing, "Fuck ICE. The Na'vi would not support ICE. AWA does not support ICE." AWA literally deported people. They not only deported them, they deported them with violence. They not only did it with violence, but in order to get them back, they didn't care if they were injured, they didn't care if they were pregnant, they didn't care. They held them at gun and arrow point and told them, "Get the fuck off our planet." So if you really, really, really want to take the brain dead take, please go rewatch the film. Why do they think they ate with that? Because the problem is a lot of these people, just like, and again, you know what? This is going to come back to the Star Sign full circle. These fan artists, you knew it was coming. These fan artists have no personality beyond the fictional characters that they love, okay? Start with that. They don't know how to think beyond it. And because they are so intrinsically attached and beloved of these characters, and they have no personality beyond this IP that they love, they cannot for even a second think that their beloved IP would not think exactly like them. How many times, this is why I don't like fan pairings, this is why I don't like headcanons, because you go against the actual characters for your own pleasure. You go against the actual characters for your own ideologies. Yeah. You don't once look at how everything goes. I actually 100% agree, Stormom. I know. It's a full circle thing, because what happened is a bunch of these people grew up and their whole personality is this IP that they love. Okay, that's the first problem. The second problem is they didn't learn to create outside of that IP. So they don't know how to create their own characters. They don't know how to write their own characters. So what they do is they say, well, I love this thing, and this thing clearly loves me because I'm a fan of it. So it's obviously only going to think the way I want it to. But if you go into the Avatar universe, Neytiri hates humans. She's very racist. Even Zoe Saldana said it. Most of my characters think nothing like I would. My own characters. I will be honest, I don't know what most of my characters would think. Characters like Evelyn, characters like this new girl, I think you guys said Rita, they might. But the thing is, anytime you think about it, right? If you have any universe where it is a sect of people who are protecting their land from invaders, they will support ICE. You're not understanding that. I hope whoever here is watching now understand it for what it is. Anytime there is a kingdom, anytime there is a land and there's a war, and they have to protect from invaders. They would support ICE. Look at Lord of the Rings. They literally were deporting everyone. I have a character that nearly blind loyalty to an authority. I think Rita is the perfect name for the bird lady. I'm still not thinking about it. I'm still thinking about it, rather. Not sure. But that's what when I saw that, I literally said in the comments, I'm like, and someone tried to say I was an idiot, and I'm like, did they not deport at the end of the movie? And no one's responded to me. I even posted it in my stories because I had to make sure they saw the actual fucking scene where all the Na'vi are standing there pointing arrows and guns. Some of my characters would have some level of dislike for humanity, right? Hell, small scale it more, a tiny village will protect itself if need be. Thank you. Small scale it, large scale it. How many times would you want to prevent someone from injuring you? Oh, but they're going to want to protect others. Not before they protect themselves. That is the key thing. And if you invite someone into your village, don't you want them to be somebody that would help the village? If you've got a village of, let's say, 12 people, okay? And number 13 comes in. Number 13 comes in the middle of the night. Nobody knows number 13. Just shows up one day. Number 13 doesn't speak the language that any of you speak, okay? On top of that, number 13 is kind of shifty. Doesn't always even try to learn anything or educate themselves. And on top of that, now you find out that things are disappearing. One of the young girls in the village saw someone peeping on her while she was showering. But it wasn't happening before 13 got there. Isn't that common sense, though? It's foreign groups that come in large numbers is given that the locals will be protective of their own. Yeah, apparently not now. And what does Nux call it? Suicidal empathy. And I still have no true opinion. How do they think that Avatar would be a good example of being anti-ICE? Because, again, they are so brain-rotted by their own fandom that they don't understand it. They want so badly for everything to not offend them and for their own ideology to coddle them that they cannot understand that you can love something, but fundamentally it may not be who you are. That's just the way it is. It's the same people that desperately want Alistair to be this loving, cuddly, sex-crazed guy, and he's just wants to murder everybody. They cannot get beyond their own ideology. They can't. Suddenly imagining ICE in the has-been universe. Oh god, and what's her name has absolutely been sharing literal misinformation. And here's the thing, like this Alex Pretty thing. Oh my god, you guys. Oh my god. I still am withholding my full opinion on it. Although again, I really don't think anything he did deserved death. That being said, the fact that they have photoshopped his image and it's been shared, they made him look better. Why did you feel the need to do that, everybody? How about the video of him 3 weeks ago spitting on agents, threatening them, kicking their car, breaking their their lights, yelling at them, "You better pepper spray me, motherfucker! Go ahead, shoot me, motherfucker!" But he wasn't an agitator. And then after that, he'd broken a rib attacking agents again. I'll tell you what, Alex Pretty would be alive if he had been arrested like he should have been. The whole entire plot of the first one was Jake trying to get accepted into the clan so he could ask them to move from a tree. I know. But with Avatar, it's point blank showing that the Na'vi are very suspicious of foreigners, and turns out rightfully so. I know. Starman pointed that out last night too. He said, yeah, not only did they deport them, they deported them after the invaders violently assaulted them and murdered their people and destroyed their culture. Yeah. Because here's a really fun fact that I found out because I really love the Avatar universe. Here's something really awesome I found out. If you read the comics and you play the video games, you find out there was a tribe that was killed when they first came to Pandora. Do you want to hear something fun about that tribe? Every tribe fulfills a purpose on Pandora. Okay? Every tribe fulfills a purpose. This tribe were the news tellers. They made a habit of going around and telling all the other tribes of the important things happening. Yeah. They were the truth tellers. Their songs were meant to give warning, share news. So they were taken out first. Kind of like how our news organizations have been taken out. How most of them follow a narrative now rather than tell the actual news. Hi, honey! Interesting, exactly. Isn't that weird? Isn't that odd? You know, they're all sitting there thinking that they're seeing some kind of detail about their side. But if you look at it just a little more than skin deep, isn't it really weird that that's what happens? I think these people have this roundabout logic because America was founded by invaders. It's not invaders! I have friends saying that there is no such thing as an illegal on stolen land. It's not stolen land! Learn what a fucking treaty is. Because if it's stolen land, then that means there is no country anywhere in the entire world. At all. There is no country. None. All treaties are void. All wars are void. All land buys are void. And if you truly believe it's on stolen land, then you don't own anything. If you genuinely believe there is no illegals on stolen land, then you need to give up your home. Now. Immediately. I know you don't, baby. But I'm pointing out the stupidity because my thing is this. If you genuinely believe it's stolen land, if you genuinely believed all that, you wouldn't operate the way that you do. It's... What? Right. Then I can just march into your house. Anything you own now belongs to me. Oh, you don't like that? Well, that's too bad. It's all stolen anyway. The money's not real. Because the money can't be real if the country isn't real. See, that's what they don't realize. When you go down, it makes sense in their mindset, though, Starson. They want to open borders for everyone everywhere. The problem is that they don't. They only want open borders when they are told it's empathetic. That's when Christ returns. Yeah, like when people try to say that Jesus wouldn't believe in borders, have you heard of the heavenly gates? We literally believe in borders at the most basic of levels. You can't get into heaven unless you earn your right to be there. Hell, you can't even get into hell unless you earn the right to be there. You might sit in a middle ground for the rest of eternity. This is why it's hilarious. This is why it's hilarious. These people are idiots. They will bite off their nose to spite their faces. The very same people who claim they don't like any of it will then support the protesters that are going around and harassing people and chasing them down and demanding their IDs. The same people that had zero problem with Antifa destroying houses, destroying businesses while wearing masks, now don't like the idea of masks. The very same people that were fine with you losing your job because you didn't want to take a vaccination, the very same people who felt you didn't deserve to go in the general public at all unless you had a certain vaccination, now don't believe in papers. Think about it. But what they don't realize is that's because the census now no longer just counts for citizens, it counts for bodies. And if you look at it, everywhere when it's being deported because it's being deported properly, a lot of Democrat-run areas, shock of ages, are losing seats. So they're losing power. If the seats did not account for the body mass in that area, the Democrats wouldn't give a flying shit. Point blank end period. Morally fluid as fuck. They always have been. It's just now they're louder. Now they are louder. Can't stand any of them, honestly, these days. Hello, husband. Are you going to go take a nap? Is that what you're coming to tell me?
Yeah, really.
Thank you for all your hard work. The comforter, did you dry it?
Yeah.
Did you put it back out on the couch?
I did.
Thank you. You're a saint and a man amongst men.
Their sweaters are now in the dryer.
Huh?
Their sweaters are in the dryer right now.
Did you put the dog sweater one over your gaming chair and one over...
The jackets, yes.
Yeah. Yeah, put them over something so they dry. I want them dry by tonight if
The
possible.
sweaters are in the dryer.
The sweaters, it's fine. Thank you, babe. If you guys are wondering what we're talking about, Gorian decided to rain upon the dog sweaters. It was great. They want the ability of owning anything to be gone so that they can rob us of what is ours. Right. And again, you know, these people who sit there and all these people who don't want any authoritarian and they don't want capitalism, but they love the lives they live. They love going to places like Starbucks and they love going out shopping and they love having their parties. What do they think is going to happen if everything changes? Who's going to work in those places? Oh, so now these people are going to be ordered to work in these places? Who do you think is going to be ordered to work in these places? We literally paid for it. Thank you, Black Cats. I know. Exactly. These same people, you know what? Oh my gosh, she's got it right there. These same people had zero problem taking your child away if you refused to give in to their mental illness. Which, by the way, any haters watching, there's a reason why they aren't allowed to do that. It's because literally they are proving that it's dangerous for kids. There's long-standing damage. There was no long-standing research, but guess what? We made thousands of children across our country guinea pigs, and now they're suffering for it. Crazy how that works. No, I don't need to take a shit before someone says it. I'm stuffy because I've been getting loud. What am I drawing today? Hello, Dylan. Objectively evil. Yes, very. They just don't care. They believe they have the moral high ground when they don't. And because they believe they have the moral high ground, they also believe that means they have the right to do whatever they want. I don't know what's going on, but I'm gonna hate just to do it. No, the hell you won't, and I know you won't, because your motherfucking ass agrees with me, so don't fucking lie to me, Ray. Piece of shit. Don't let him fool you, children. He lying. He lying. Let's see. Have you read about the Russian Revolution? A good chunk of the first wave revolutionaries were members of the royalty, not as rich, but were part of the ruling class. They ended up being killed first. Yeah, it's just like with Mao. I don't know what you're talking. I know you don't. Matt, come get your boyfriend. Yeah, you do. They say this every time. They say this every time. Why you fucking lying? Wait. What did I miss? Hunty's going off on a fake lion thing. I don't know what's going on. See, Barry is my little liberal. But I almost want to make sure... I was going to draw Barry. Because she doesn't look... She's like me. She doesn't look the part of a lib. I mean, the part of a Republican. But I don't know. I don't know what I want to draw. Because we did... Let's see. Who did we do last time? We did the bird girl. We did Forrest. We redid Forrest. Then it was me and Guy. And it was Diablo and Angel. Supposedly we're on the verge of another government shutdown, I know. And you know what the craziest thing is for people like me? It's not going to make a fucking difference. Oh well. Oh, the Democrats are going to hold us in a ball gag again because they're not getting their way? Cool. Here's the fun part, guys. If ICE was illegal, right? Then why did Tim Walz authorize the Minnesota State Police to finally start helping ICE? Have you noticed that the protests have gone straight down? Notice that. Has anyone noticed that they're not being televised as much? You notice that they're not being spoken about as much? Isn't that crazy? That's so crazy. I wonder why. I wonder why. My life changed in 0 ways when the government shut down for a month. I know. I was fine. There was 0 problems on my end. Let me think. What do I want to draw? I'm trying to decide who do I want to draw. The only thing I got was Signalgate. I stopped paying attention since mid-January, so... The only thing I got was entertainment from seeing the hoes on the internet having to spend their own money on groceries instead of nails and weaves. I know. This is true. If your bigger concern during the government shutdown is you're not getting your EBT and you have a full-time job, if you know that a government shutdown is coming, you should be sacrificing. You should be getting ready for that. Draw my car crash. No! That's so bad. I'm trying to think of what I want to draw. I'm trying to think. I'm trying to get the image in my head of what I want right now. What's going to make me happy? What is going to zen me out to draw? Trying to think. Ugh. Let me think. Whoops. I think I'm going to do Azrael. That's someone I don't get to draw very often. Draw Krish after the car crash. Right.
Draw a dancer. I want to draw my characters. I vowed I would draw more of my characters. I need to make sure that I do so. Let me see. I'm looking up Azrael so I can look at him. I haven't drawn him in a while. Also, let's see if we got people... Oh, so far, I think Instagram has actually blocked people seeing my post yet. We'll see. Hi there, I'm a polar bear in a snowstorm. Right there, polar bear in a snowstorm. Perfect. I had the same idea. Draw you scolding my cat, Natanya being goofy goobers. Oh, me, cat, and Natanya being goofy goobers. You guys are very goofy goobers. This is true. There's Azrael treating me like shit. Insta having a nap. Well, Insta has always had me on some kind of invisible block. I'll be honest. I always find out that somehow I've pissed somebody off. I've done something incorrect. I've made someone on Instagram mad. And Instagram will block my page for a while as a result. Trying to get the colored picture of Azrael up so you guys can get an idea of what he looks like with color. But it's a little far back. Did I go past it? Am I retarded? What the hell? Don't answer that, none of you. There it is. I went right past it. Going right on past it like a silly Benilly that I am. But they won't block the futa. Not that I'm complaining, but what the fuck? I know. Anytime what I say is pissing somebody off, that's what they do. That's how they do it. The one feature I love to give all the men that I draw is butt chin. I just love the butt chin. I think it is a fantastic feature on men, and I think it is, as the kids say, slept on. Chris, what the fuck are you looking at? Raymond, don't worry about it. We all know what he's looking at. He's perverted. But it's all right. He's allowed to today. He had a rough day. Okay? He had a rough day. Oh, God. All right, let's raise this up because it's hitting me arm. It's making it difficult for me. There we go. Well, that didn't come out good at all. Butt chins are I like butt chins. Starman has a butt chin. Not a deep one, but he's got one. Close. No cat guest appearance. Penny has been dancing all over my butt. And Simba has been jumping up and down on the side. You guys, the problem is they got me all day already. They already messed with me. And plus, the house isn't freezing now. So, as a matter of fact, the house might be a little warmer than they're used to. And so right now, they don't have any effort. They have no need to bother me right now because all the problems that normally they need to bother me for have been taken care of. They're not hungry. They're not bored. Because they had me for most of the day. While I was taking care of business on the phone. Starman is definitely some sort of Giga Chad. He is my Giga Chad. He's my Giga Chad. But yeah, so as a result, right now, they're enjoying peace. All content furs. Yes. Mommy, you played Animal Crossing update. I have not even turned... I did get the update. I have not played it, though. I have not played the update. I might. I'm thinking about it. Problem is, I got really bored really easy with Animal Crossing because it really did not have, like... So the Animal Crossing mobile game had a lot of really cool stuff. Star, are you getting a Tamagotchi life? What? Girl, I got Tamagotchis when they first came out. Wrong thing? Wait, what wrong thing? I'm confused. Wrong thing what? Tomo, not Tama. Tomodachi's a Nintendo Me thing? No. It's a Nintendo thing, right? Well, I don't fucking know. Remember last stream we talked about me gaming? I don't pay attention to that shit. That's too much. Let me see. Let's look it up. Let's look it up. Hold on. Tomodachi Life. What in the fuck? Is an upcoming Nintendo Switch social simulation game announced in March that serves as a third entry to the Tomodachi series. It ain't even out yet. It doesn't come out until the spring. It's not even launching until the 16th of April. I ain't touched that bitch in 3 years. Either way, no. The answer is especially no. No. I do not, have not, don't think I will. That's a lot of... that. I already downloaded another game that I have not touched. I might today, though. I might today. We'll see. There we go. Getting Azrael's face down. I can't wait to get a PC so I can emulate all the Fire Emblem games, including the newest. Okay, but how can I get it? It's not out yet. Minnesota man trying to break free of the dude who killed the insurance company CEO. Whoa. Luigi Mansion? Never touched it. Never touched it. What I've got for my system is I have one Mario Kart game. I have Super Smash Brothers. I've got 2 of the Zelda games. Oh, you meant Mangione. It's called pre-ordering. Girl, I got the money for pre-ordering. Wait, you gotta pay for it? Hell no. Hell no. No. I ain't gonna spend money on something I'm not even sure about. Hell no. Pre-ordering a game I'm not sure of. Do you know how many cat foods that could be? That's like 4 bags of cat food. Who's your main in Mario Kart? It depends on the day, but usually it's Rosalie. It's either Rosalie or it's Peach. I mean, if you don't think I would pick the Star Princess, Star, how else do you get games? I usually don't buy games. You're not understanding. This is the sad part of getting older. Once you reach a certain age, and if you are a certain level of poor, you don't worry about buying games. And if you do get them, you get them used. That's normally, except for very select games. Like, I will get Horizon new. I will get Borderlands new, usually. Did you hear about some retard show called Sex Criminals? The couple screws to slow down. What? I only want 2 games. The one where you're lost Ditto is and Tomodachi Life. You fallen back into Sims 4. Yeah, like, I have Sims. Like, I have not played Sims in forever. The only games that I will buy for every platform and I will put the money down on is fucking whatchamacallit, Stardew. Want to play more Stardew. See, boom, there you go. It's more Stardew, actually. But I rarely find the time to boot up the Xbox. I want to get Stardew for my Switch, purely because it's really hard to play the mobile Stardew on your phone. It's, like, really not good. And I can't take my PlayStation everywhere I go. It's really hard to play Stardew on the PC. Most of the mods you have to pay for. So I would much rather have it on, like, my Switch. But I didn't know you could get Stardew on the Switch until it was too late. It's a real show being made. That's insane. That's insane. But, I mean, it's better than what's most out there right now. So, there's that. Mods, if you play Stardew on the PC, you can download modifications that change the way the game looks. So, like, there's people who have modified it so that way all of the marriageable bachelors and bachelorettes have actual speaking voices. They have done it so that way there's expanded areas. They have done it so that way the entire actual look is different. There's a lot of mods on Stardew Valley, and I would love to try them, but I ain't got that kind of fucking money to blow on something that I'm only gonna play once in a while. Like, that's the problem. Like, the two things that I do that are my biggest hobbies besides drawing is video gaming and reading. The problem is, and I don't know if this is a thing or something or other, but I don't just read. I binge. And I'll show you what I mean. This is episode 17. This is me slowing down on my binges. I just got through, let's see, my recents. Where is it? The Price is Your Everything. It's 97 chapters. I read that in 3 days. At Your Mercy, 33 chapters. I read that halfway through the 3rd day. 55 chapters, less than 24 hours. The Cup of Vengeance, this has been less than a day and a half. 17 chapters I've gotten through. Let's see, what was I reading before that I got caught up on? Let me see. Because there's a site that I use. Where was the one? The Redemption of the Earl, I want to say. Let me go down and look. Because I have a lot that I've been reading. Nope. The Redemption of the Earl Nottingham, 88. I read that in 4 days. Which one am I on right now? The Baroness Goes on Strike, 155 chapters. I read that in a week. Like, you don't understand. When I do these, I binge. And then I become obsessed. And I can't do anything but read those books. And then once I hit the end and I have nothing else to read, then I have to find something else to binge. Then I gotta find something else to binge. And I consistently read and read and read and read and read and read. And then when I can't find anything else, I just don't touch anything. See, I don't read horror. It's gotta be romance. I read romance exclusively. And once I find one that scratches my itch, I'm reading. And then the same thing happens with video games. I will set a goal in Stardew, and then I keep going and going and going. And I will regularly, if I'm playing Stardew and I'm actually really playing it, I will go easy every day till 5 in the morning. I regularly, Starman would wake up for work and get mad at me. I don't know if he's awake right now, but he'd be backing me up if he was. Regularly, he would be waking up for work. He would go to bed at 9:30, And the next day, as he's getting ready for work, is when I would just get into bed. He leaves at 5:20 a.m. He gets up at 4:50. You understand? I'm not interested in the horror part of it. If I can consider it, it's not good enough. It has to be primarily romance. I have a type. I know my type. And if the book does not click all the right types, I can't read it. Even when it is forefront romance. I just know how I am. It's essentially, it's a drug almost. Chris, I didn't say it's goon-worthy. And so, again, this is the problem. Like, if you didn't notice, are these they're everything. So I will show you, right? This is just the ones that are not hidden, because there's tabs that are hidden, okay? Every single page you see is a manga. Every single one of these tiles is a different manga I am currently reading. Every one of them. Once they have nothing else, I move on to another. I don't care if they're manhwa. I don't care if they're Chinese, Korean, Japanese, Vietnamese. I don't give a shit where they're from. I care what the story is. And then at that point, I barely acknowledge what the story is. And here's the best part. Hold on. Then you have all these on a different site for another. Quasi-related, but I know Mike Harlow is working on a romantic slasher movie / screenplay. I am so proud of him. Probably won't watch it, but I'm so proud of him. See, I know my bread and butter. My bread and butter is romance. It always has been. Watch Bad Buddy, but I don't like to watch them because then they get cringy. Because when it's drawn and it's written, they do a good job. The moment they make it real life, you see the cultural aspects. For instance, if you read a Korean comic, the Korean romance man was, whatever the hell they call it, the way the characters interact is great. You watch it on live, and the people, you can see that culturally, when they're recording, they're not actually a couple. You can see it. Here's why. If you ever watch them touch, it's always just like, they're just slightly. When they kiss, it's like 2 3-year-olds figuring out what their mouths do for the first time. I can never suspend my sense of reality long enough. Because culturally, I know that they don't do that kind of thing, and it's really awkward for them. So see, when a Korean person who was born in Korea and knows that stuff watches that, it doesn't feel weird to them. An American person who is used to watching how we Americans and Westerners record love scenes and things like that. To be fair, romance is cringe in general. I don't agree, but I do agree that when you see it from other cultures, especially cultures that do not believe in PDA, cultures who don't believe in showing physical affection to begin with, when you see them try to make it into a movie and it's 2 real people doing it, I can suspend my belief. I can't. If I see 2 people kissing each other like they have a piece of glass between the 2 of them, I immediately get turned off and I just want to throw it across the street. I'm like, oh my god, just fucking kiss her, you absolute idiot. Like, it just so annoys me. It literally makes me mad. Then we got scenarios where it's so close you're like, are they actually dating? Thank you! Like, it just annoys me, and it just ruins it for me. So I have a hard time. Like, there was a small band of time where I was constantly watching K-dramas, and I was finding some of the better ones. But even when I was enjoying it, whenever it would come to a romance scene, I'm like, oh god, this is so stupid. Like, I would literally sit there and get just so annoyed. Yes, Penny. Hello. I keep getting American real short romance dramas. Oh my god, you know what's so funny about those? Here's what's so funny about them. When you listen to them, the scripts, you can tell the scripts are written for Asia. Because there's shit they say that makes no difference in America. There's shit that they do that here in the Western world, nobody gives a shit about. But they say it because that's what's in the script. And then you have to take yourself, like, I enjoy them for the trash that they are, but at the same time, I'm like, bro, they couldn't have at least adjusted the story a little bit to match the people they've got playing it. That reminds me, a lot of Koreans are getting weirded out by some of the foreign fans trying to impose their views. They should be weirded out by it. They should be upset about it. I feel that's wrong. Either enjoy the Korean drama the way it is because it's from fucking Korea, or don't watch it. Either enjoy Japan and Japanese anime the way it is because it's from fucking Japan, or don't watch it. That's it. It's again this absolute, like, just stupid ideal of, oh well, because that would be culturally appropriate. Why are you demanding a different culture that has been the same way for thousands of years to suddenly change because of your ideology? You'll get them. They will absolutely come up on your Instagram. They will show up on your YouTube ads. And if you let the ad run, it tells the algorithm that you're willing to watch them. Ashamed to say that I usually get hooked when they... Yes, I do. I am not ashamed to say it. I enjoy watching that trash too. I keep seeing the American Real shorts about So Hard, and the one I keep getting right now is the one with that fat girl. And it's so dumb. He's just trying to get in your pants. And so what? But because it's really hard to watch the full thing, and it's always a pain in the ass to find it, and I'm not willing yet to pay the premium to watch the trash, I've had to force myself to skip the ads. The ones I get a lot of, and they purely run because usually I'm on the other side of the house, is the AI ones. Oh, it saw my baby Windstream and lightning spider and oh, you're poison. Oh, you're infected. And you can tell that they're AI to the core. Unrelatable. What's a better story-wise, Western zombies or Korean zombies? I don't know the difference. If you want to explain the difference, I can tell you. Foreign fans keep saying that since it's on Netflix, an international platform, it should accommodate international... No! No! That's dumb! That is the most brain-dead take. Oh my god. No, it shouldn't be. It is your ability as international to access it. I get entertained by how bad they are, so I prefer the ads at the end of the day. Exactly. I get entertained by how dumb they are. And I love to see what next. And then the small part of me that enjoys, because there's always revenge. It's always, oh, the big, bad, over-the-top villain is gonna get their comeuppance. And I enjoy that part. I just do. It's silly, but I enjoy it. I don't care how silly it is. I still enjoy it. You should watch The Glory on Netflix. It was really good. What is The Glory? Explain. Someone explain to me what The Glory is. Girl adopted into rich family and suddenly treated like shit when their real daughter said, I know, I eat that shit up too. Same. It's a girl getting revenge on her bullies. The bullies were actually psychos. My mom and sister love the K-drama Extraordinary Attorney Woo. That sounds so extra. That sounds so incredibly extra, HG. Even Western and Asian zombies are different. That's my thing. Like, what makes them different? I'm trying to figure out what makes Western and Asian zombies so different. But yeah, you guys can, as you know, you can see the difference now that the house having no heat to the house having heat and how different all the animals are acting. Because, like, do you see anybody bothering me? Nope. Natanya, Liko, and I all watched it together, and I simped for the main bully girl's husband so hard. He was adorable, and I have an edited pic of him in the main level just because they're cuties. Asian zombies are usually scarier. I mean, I don't know. I've watched a lot of zombie films, and no matter what, they seem pretty scared. Scary, I should say. Asian horror deals largely with the supernatural and tends to reference specific Asian ghostly folklore. Right. Yeah, but it's not the standard. I feel like it is. I feel like whenever I see, like, Western comedy, yeah, the zombies tend to be a little less, you know, scary. But when I see Western horror, I don't know, the zombies seem pretty scary to me. It's actually kind of adorable. It's about the high-functioning autistic lady who passed the Korean bar exam and served as an attorney. Pretty nice break in the usual cookie-cutter stories. That does sound cute. Also see The Ring, The Grudge, One Missed Call. Right, they all focus on something that is very, you know, endearing to their culture. I know what's making this off. Hold on. Most of the media I see is usually largely underwhelming. I don't know. Asian zombies aren't really scarier than Western zombies. 28 Days Later, Dawn of the Dead, World War Z are all great examples of scary Western zombies. Right. To me, they're plenty scary all around. None of them were scary to me. It's the thing is, it's not about the zombies themselves being scary because the problem is, it's what happens to the zombies. What happens to them is what makes it scary for me. I'm not afraid of the zombie itself. It's what the disease that causes them to be zombies is what makes me scared. That's what scares me. Train to Busan must have been the one I've seen. I've heard of it, but I don't know it. Chad, has Starson shown any drawings that require her to go to confession today? If so, shame on you. How dare you, Shadow. And no, this is just Azrael. The most primal fear is fear of being eaten. For me, it's the entirety of being taken over by something. There's a movie that's been on my to-be list for a while. It's called Vampire Clay. That'll be being buried alive. That's a different kind of... It has nothing to do with being a zombie, though. Like, that's the thing. It's the idea of... I'm not only no longer myself, I have no control over it, but a lot of people believe that when you become a zombie, it's one of two things. Like, are you trapped in your body knowing what's going on and unable to stop it? Or are you just completely different and you've lost your sense and there's no way to get it back? Or are you just completely dead and your body is something else at that point? Like, there's so many questions involved in the whole zombie idea. But the worst part is zombies are real. Not in the way that you think, but they're real. In the insect world, 100% zombies are real. Cordyceps take over insect bodies and then manipulate them to spread more spores. Look at the horsewhip worm that literally controls the insects that it's inside of, the grasshoppers and the mantises that it gets inside of. It is crazy. I'm back. What did I miss? We're now talking about zombies and which is scary. Kind of real. There is a parasite that attaches to birds and controls them. Right. Chronic wasting disease. That is... So there is chronic wasting disease in deer. It's considered that rabies is a form of zombification. Zombie spiders, yes. There's a form of fungus that also develops on spiders. There's a show, I think, called Cured, where they explore people who were zombies but have to be segregated to a degree from the uninfected, and then they do explore being trapped in your body once infected. Right, because there are people, like, for instance, if you go to people who have been in comas, there is a lot of instances of people saying, yeah, I was in the coma, I was aware of everything the whole time, I remember a lot of life. You know, there are people who were in states where they were frozen, they were unable, they were atrophied, and when they came out of it, they were completely aware the whole time. That is more terrifying to me. The idea that you are not only trapped, you're trapped in your own body. You are at the behest of everyone around you. Everything from you eating, you drinking, you go to the bathroom, you being clean. You have no control over any of it. You are at the mercy and behest of everyone around you. But you're 100% aware of all of it. That's terrifying. You can't tell me otherwise. That's terrifying. Well, that's not weird at all. Chad, I just heard something move next to me. Here's the problem. There is nothing next to me. There's no cat. Not a single one. Not a single one. I'm looking around. This is your fault, Penny. If you stopped shitting all over my stuff, I wouldn't have to have this absolute hodgepodge of a mess in my office. It's preferable to hallucinate in a whole other life in a coma and suffering depression after waking up. I would say yes. Perfect segue into ghosts, right? No, it's more like, so we believe something got in the house. So, all right, so I've got 2 stories for you. So first of all, I've got the more one lined in fact. Okay? The gremlins up to the trickery. Well, the only ones I've gotten here right now are Luna, who was passed out on the cat tree, and Penny, who was right up behind me on the chair. The sound I heard came from this side. This side is only the shelf that I had to turn into this fucking mess. That's it. Now, as you know, it's a fucking mess because of the child on the back of the chair. I would not be able to take a ghost seriously. As someone who has seen ghosts, it's when you see one, you take them seriously. But I digress. It could very well have been something that I knocked over. Now, that being said, I will tell you guys a story. Souls in purgatory contacting you, right? I will tell you a story that happened a week and a half ago. I was sitting in the kitchen, and Sinbad, while I was cooking, comes over. And to give you an idea, so this is how my kitchen is shaped. It's an L shape. So here's the sink. There's a little vent here for where the AC was. And then here's where I was. So I was standing right here in front of the stove. And here's the vent. And Sinbad was staring at this vent. You fucking died and you're choosing a spitefully linger just to troll? Send the cats to the walls and hunt those dwelling squirrels, right? Speaking of goats, they are making another Paranormal Activity movie. Just let it rest. I know. So as he's standing there by the vent, Sinbad once again, I just heard something. Sinbad is staring at that vent, and he is staring hard. And Sinbad doesn't do that kind of thing. Sinbad is my quiet boy. Sinbad doesn't, the only time he makes an issue is when he goes after Penny. Otherwise, Sinbad is kind of like a soft boy. He doesn't do anything. Very quiet. And so it very much bothered me to begin with. It sounds like, what you doing, baby boy? And then he starts walking. So here's where the great is. He starts following. Like, you ever seen a cat when they haunch down and they're following something and they keep going like that, and like that, okay? And his eyes are wide, and he's watching along the line. He goes to the dishwasher. He gets really close under the dishwasher, and his nose is right up against it. And I can't hear anything. Fast forward to 3 days later. Now, Daisy, Adesha, Sinbad, and Dante are all watching something. They're all doing it too. I think nothing of it. I'm like, you know what? It's probably a spider because, we got a lot of dust. I've experienced the weird paranormal happenings in my life, and nearly every single time my gut reaction was to make fun of it. That might just be a self-defense mechanism. I told Osbando if I ever tell him I saw a ghost alien cryptid, please believe me because I would take it seriously. Right. So I'm sitting there, and as I'm sitting at the table, I hear, And Dante was on top of the fridge. He spun around and stared down. And where it was coming from was under the dishwasher. So Dante comes running down off the fridge, and he is staring. He's going back and forth along that little wall. I still don't know, but several times on the camera late at night, because I've tried to see if I can catch whatever it is, because we have it shows, you know, it has night vision. I see the cat standing and staring at the sink and under the dishwasher, but nothing ever comes out. So I don't know what's under there. It could be a cat. It could be a squirrel. It could be a number of things. But it's something. Now I fast forward to 3 nights ago. It was either Sunday night or Monday night. I was up late. Starman had already fallen asleep. So I was just, whatchamacallit. I was getting ready to go to bed. It was freezing in the house. I was getting, we lay in the zero gravity position, which is, as you guys know. So here's my bedroom, right? Here's my bed. This is my side of the bed, okay? Here is the door. And out there is the kitchen, okay? I like to sleep with the blankets tucked up around my face like this in a big old bundle. So it's just my face that's exposed, okay? As I closed my eyes, it was around 11 or 12. As I closed my eyes, my left eye saw this. You ever have, when you close your eyes, a bright flash hits your eye? And it hits it so bright that you're like, what the fuck was that? And so I pop my eyes open, and you see where I am to the doorway, right over here, is a window to the front of the house, the front porch. Right next to that window is the fridge. Okay? I usually had to keep an ear out for when my parents would come up, because sometimes I'd hear footsteps plain as day. So did I. I heard a lot of that as a kid. Satan and his Girl Scout cookies. What I did not realize at the time is that I couldn't actually get a direct line to the window, because I could see light reflecting off the side of the fridge. So I thought I was looking at the window, right? So my first thought was, oh God, someone just flashed a flashlight into the house. So I'm sitting there, and I grab out my phone, and I grab the camera, the Ring camera, and I rewind it, and I'm watching the video, and I'm watching it, and I zoom in on the window. Nothing's there. Nothing's there. But, and let me see if I can get the video up. Hold on. This was around the time that I saw whatever it was I saw. I'll show you. Hold on. Hold on. Let me get to it. Did I already go by it? I might have. No, because it was after the snow. Where are you? Where are you? Okay. So, if you watch, there was dust. Where was it? But right here, this thing, what I noticed, this was around the time within a minute of what I'd seen. Right up here on the camera, a big bright thing comes up right there. And then another one right here. And there was a third one that was super bright. And I'm waiting for it. Right here, you can see one of my cats is staring at the dishwasher. Well, that was the end of it. But yeah. Right there, you see Gorian is watching under the fridge and dishwasher. But yeah, growing up, no, I heard footsteps all the time. As a matter of fact, my grandfather's rocking chair. Ghost! It was just very unusual. My house rarely has any activity. And for it to be such a bright flash, 3 ghosts playing tag, who knows? But you guys saw it. That was on my video. I literally went back and I was like, what was that flash? And then I see all these bright lights dancing in the middle of the living room. So I don't know what it was, but that's what I saw. I am so sorry. What? But yeah, when I was little, because in my bedroom right above me was the end of the attic where my grandpa's stuff was stored. And I could literally hear somebody walking up and down, back and forth. That's a trick from another world. Don't let them fool you. I mean, this is the house of God, so they ain't fooling nothing. Often these things are night vision and very small, just close to the camera. I agree, and there was a lot of dust particles in it, but those... So I don't know if you got the first part of the story, Pluribus, but what it was I was laying in bed. And while I was laying in bed, my left eye, which was facing the doorway where these particles were, got a very bright flash. A very bright flash. And it was so bright, I opened my eyes because my house was pitch black. And the only way that somebody, or if that flash could have happened, is if somebody flashed a light through my front of my house. So I was watching the camera because I was trying to see who was on my porch. And those bright balls of light that we saw that went up and down and around, they weren't traveling the way the rest of the particles were. The rest of the particles were traveling in a swirl around the house. Whereas these ones were going and darting up and down. My honest to God gut reaction when I see these steps was, Satan, fuck off, I don't want your Girl Scout cookies. I only believe in one ghost, grace, and the Holy Spirit that resides in all our hearts. I don't know, that was my thing, but it was. I mean, that's fine, baby. Whatever you see on it, that's not the point. What I'm saying for me was, I didn't go into this thinking I saw a ghost. I went into it thinking, oh God, someone's at the front of my house trying to break in. That was your stalker using a mega beam from the other side. Yes. But yeah, no, that's the only thing I saw on it. And I was like, well, shit. It's very rare because, I'm sorry, but North Carolina is spiritually dead. It's very rare to get any kind of spiritual activity out here. And when I was growing up, what was weird is that, like I said, I was below my grandpa's rocking chair. I would hear it rocking. I could hear it rocking like somebody was in it rocking. But it was covered in shit. There was stuff all around it. Angels, maybe, very possible. I didn't get any negative feelings from it. It was more or less, it didn't make any sense to me why I saw that bright light. And what was crazy is when I opened my eyes at the foot of the bed, it was Hermes and Atticus. And they turned and they were looking towards the area too. Hello from the other side. I know. Like, they saw the same shit I did. So that's why I was like, oh God. Is there somebody on the porch? Because don't forget, like I said, I've been pissing people off lately and a lot of people are going nuts. So my first thought was, somebody figured this was the perfect time to try and go after me. It wouldn't be the first time somebody had threatened me. I've had threats, and I've had threats in the last month. So, I fucked up 1,000 times. I know. But it was just crazy to watch. It was crazy to see that. And I was like, well. If you're wondering what I'm doing, I'm trying to figure out how to do the position for his arms. That was me tonight. I got a time machine. Boom. I'm not a believer in ghosts either. When shit like that happens, I usually think it's either an angel or a demon. More often demon. Was the rocking chair your grandpa's favorite spot? That rocking chair, my grandpa was always somebody who saved stuff. And he refused to let it go. And he covered it in duct tape. Been working on it for a while. Mostly just goes forward at regular speed. Hence why my usual response is like, huh, cringe, do better. But that's the thing is, like, I do believe in ghosts. Most Catholics do. Because, you know, there are definitely people that the spiritual power is real. I don't believe it negates anything. I also don't believe that everything is an angel or a demon. Sometimes people are just... Annabelle. Didn't somebody buy the Annabelle doll? A YouTuber? Didn't a YouTuber buy the Annabelle doll? Am I crazy? Husband, did you wake up? That Minnesota lady who had a press conference saying that she got assaulted by ICE has been arrested for spitting on an ice. Oh, yeah, was it bananas and rice? They call her the bananas and rice lady, I think. Yeah, I know. It's amazing how that works out, doesn't it? Probably one of the Paul Butters of it. I don't think it was. I know it was a YouTuber, but I don't think it was him. If it was a demon, it would have had blue hair and a nose ring. Damn you. Bananas and lice. Stop it. Bro, why are they even trying to let her out? Just let her sit in her box and chill. Like, people are so obsessed with trying to prove. Like, that's the one thing, and I know that I'm alone in a lot of this. I don't like testing negative spirits. Unless they're testing me first. I don't like challenging anything like that because I feel like, one, it is blasphemous. A lot of people listen and go, oh, well, you know, God will show himself. It's blasphemous to do that. I also think that in a lot of ways you are being foolish by testing even the negatives because you're I don't know how to phrase it. Bananas and rice. Yes, they call it bananas and rice. They know amount of bananas and rice can fix your family tree. It has no branches! That came out fucked up. Leave her in her little box. I'm okay. I wouldn't be one to fuck with Annabelle either. I don't believe it's wise to test fate like that. I think it's opening yourself to stuff for no reason. And also, again, we talked about it last time, is hubris. It's human hubris. It's this idea that nothing bad will actually happen, and I just don't like it. I just don't enjoy that part of us. I just don't enjoy it, kids, you know? On the note, my thing is with the creepy spook stuff is, if you think you saw it, no, you didn't. My thing with creepy, scary, spooky stuff is, if you think you saw it, and you think you are tougher than it, I need a rich husband. I'm a girl who wasn't made for the stress of work politics. Also, I decided to grow a variety of basil from seed called boxwood basil, and I'm gonna be fancy. The guy at the apple cider vinegar with no charges in the state AG, but once the feds step in, we'll see how fast he rolls over. Well, I was all like, you know, I don't like Ilhan Omar, but I was impressed with what she did. And with the exception of one photo, which just does not look like him, apparently this guy knows Ilhan. So it's a really good chance it was fake. We are drawing Azrael. I don't know how to spell it because it's one of her OCs. I shall spell it for you. I remember playing with that spirit board thing as a kid, had a couple of weird dreams, someone knocking to be let in, but I kept getting pulled by the ear back into the sitting room. That's... Somebody was watching out for you, sir. Don't understand troll back if it happened to. Well, the problem is if you've never had a really bad spirit, it's really easy to dismiss it. But really bad spirits, dismissing them can cause worse because, again, you've acknowledged them already. And when you acknowledge it, makes it worse. Is that a cowboy hat? It's his hair. Oh, that? No, it's his wings. Azrael has wings. Nope, that's his wings. I think it's time for one of the millionaire matchmakers. Pulled by the ear, too. Someone was disappointed in you, HG, right? Somebody was definitely teaching you a lesson, sir. Needs a cowboy hat. No, he doesn't! How terrible. No. He needs big knit tops. He's getting clothes eventually, guys. Happened twice same year. Yes, cowbell for the win. We are not having more cowbell. And how are you even old enough to get that reference, Hunty? Not God literally pulling HG back. It's high noon. No. Children. Husband, are you awake? His alarm went off. You never got a Ouija board. I'm never going to use a Ouija board. They fled after getting a bad feeling and didn't shut off the connection before doing so. For real. My parents have me watching all their old shows. I was born a boomer. Orion, go wake daddy. I heard Orion get up. Oh, that was a story I have to tell you guys. So, and Edie already knows this story. Never miss with a Ouija board, never will. Exactly. Don't do tarots either. Exactly. You're just begging for the trouble. So, not yesterday, but after I got off stream, Orion, as you guys knew, about halfway through the stream, Orion was coming in a lot. He was getting a little crazy, if you guys remember a little bit. He was getting a little excited, all right? And I was getting a wee bit frustrated with our boy. And as a matter of fact, it got so bad, he went after Umi at one point. He saw her in the box, and he could not contain himself, and he full on went to bite her. And Starman had to literally grab him with his mouth still open and pushed him back. So when we left to help out my dad, I had to, whatchamacallit, I had to crate him for the safety of the other animals. Which is not usual. Orion's been pretty damn good. And I was so frustrated, and I was like, well, what is going on? And, you know, yesterday, no problems. Yesterday, it was like they never occurred. And I'm like, well, what is going on with this boy? So, not obviously, as I said before, we're sitting there. And before I was going to go on stream, I was doing my coffee. And when I was doing my coffee, I had stolen one of Starman's muffins for breakfast. And that's because it was the last muffin in the container. So it was a plastic container, you know, the ones they have for muffins. And I put all the coffee grounds in the parchment paper from my breakfast into the parchment paper. And then I put it in the muffin container. Right? Cool. And then I thought nothing of it. So then, as I'm sitting there, I come back out. I'm sitting on the couch later that night. We finished helping my dad. Cool. And while I'm sitting there, I moved the comforter, and I heard sand. He had a thorn in his paw? I wish. I heard sand hitting the ground, and I was like, what the fuck? And I looked on the couch, and there was coffee grinds. And I was like, what the? There's coffee grinds. And Starman went, no, there's not. I went, yes, there are. They're coffee grinds. How did this get over here? He's like, I don't know. Okay. And I don't know why I said nothing else. I was like, all right, fine, there's no coffee grinds. I'm looking right at him, but sure. About an hour later, I asked about the... I said, no, this is definitely coffee grinds. And I'm dusting them away. And he goes, oh, yeah, Orion got a hold of the muffin tin. And I was like, oh, great. And this is the problem right now. At that point in the conversation, here's where neither Starman or I asked each other something, and we should have. Starman did not realize that I had put 2 whole containers of coffee grinds in that. He thought I'd only put a few. I thought, when Starman told me that Orion had gotten a hold of the container, that he had plucked it from him and thrown it out. So, another hour passes, and Starman was moving something. He goes, oh, here's the muffin container. And I was like, what? He said, yeah, here's the muffin container. I'm like, you didn't take it from me? He went, no, I wasn't thinking about it at the time, and you were streaming, and da-da-da-da-da. I'm like, okay. We still have not made the jump yet, mind you. And then Starman looks at me, and because I had just gotten through telling him. I was like, yeah, well, all my coffee grinds are... He's like, they were? I'm like, yeah, the coffee grinds were in there, sir. He's like, oh. And then he stops and looks at me. He goes, it's the coffee. And I said, what? He goes, it's the coffee. Orion ate the coffee. And that's when we both realized the reason Orion had been absolutely insane and going nuts was because, as Raven put it, the caffeine-induced stuff. He ate 4 tablespoons of coffee grinds. And he had been on a caffeinated kick the rest of the night. He had been going crazy, torturing all of us. He was doing zoomies through the house. He was nipping at every cat that came across him. He was torturing Greta. He was blazing through the freaking backyard. None of us could figure out what was wrong. And then, as soon as we realized it, I was like, oh! And then today, when I was making my coffee, this motherfucker tried to eat the grinds. I'm like, no! You are not allowed! Orion was feeling the cortisol, right? Guys, I felt, oh my god. It was, when Starman said it, because, like, I don't know how the two of us were so stupid that neither of us put 2 and 2 together for a while. But when we realized it, I was like, I felt so dumb. And so mad at the same time. Oh, what? Did I say your name? The worst thing is he already liked coffee, but now he likes the grinds. What? Did you hear me? What? Could you hear me talking shit about you? Yeah. Did you hear me talking shit about you? What? What, my little caffeine addict? What? Is you so handsome? Let me tell you something, though. He was so mellow yesterday. Whew. Oh, he was napping good yesterday. Nothing was waking him up. He was great. And it was fantastic, because I was genuinely, like, at a loss. Not anymore. And so that was my story. That I definitely wanted to make sure I told you guys. Because it was just too fucking much. And I know you, my children, would appreciate it. The high before the crash, and yo, did he crash. Yo, did he crash out. My baby boy went... But as you guys know, Orion has just always been that way. He's my special little guy. Always out here eating what he's not supposed to eat, touching what he's not supposed to touch. That's my boy. Now he's in here. Oh no, it's Greta. I miss having a pibble. Cocaine canine? Hello, welcome to the standing up school splat, and you failed. What's the matter, Greta? See, the one design thing I love about Azrael that I did is I made his hair flowy, which I know is silly. You'd think that that would be more difficult. His hair being flowy is one of the easiest things for me to draw. Straighter lines are more difficult for me. Straight, plain hair is more difficult for me to add in. I saw the nail, but I thought it was clickbait, so I didn't watch it. About what? Do you remember Jojo Siwa using her real name, Joella? Yeah. All it took was a good dicking down, yeah. She only needed a little bit of that patriarchy to touch her, and next thing you know, woo! It's almost like Hollywood screws up kids. He was a Roomba that came through and called. And I never had to pick up scraps of food myself. I love Orion, and he does come in, like, he will snack up anything. The problem is that he will snack up anything, regardless of what it is. And I've had to teach him the phrase, spit it out. So far, so good. All that hair ruining his dynamics. I'm going to get in his eyes and cause him to crash into security cameras. No, it's not. Wait, what's her real name? Joella. I mean, at least he listens when you say it. So he usually does. It depends on how stubborn he is that day. I find out how people forget she was abused. A manufactured relationship isn't fixing the problem she has. like most of Hollywood was abused. That's the problem. Most people in Hollywood were abused. Cough ZOMG pop? Pop what? The one problem that I did very stupidly is Azrael has lightning powers. Do you know what I have a really hard time drawing? I'll get there, though. Until then, it's gonna look like he's supposed to be doing something. Wait, Henry Cavill's allegedly the villain for the next Mummy movie? Jojo and her mom were abusive to some of the ZOMG pop girls. They're making another Mummy movie? Yes, but this time Brendan Fraser is involved. As is, what's her name? Like, they're getting everybody back. Everyone who's alive, at least. From what I know, because Brendan Fraser himself has said it, it's true. But I don't know about the Henry Cavill part. Upon being able to actually see what you're doing the first time ever, I will say this one is kind of cute. Wait, what? His hair is a little much, but can be forgiven. How dare you? You're talking about Azrael. People genuinely believe this JoJo turned her life around. If the relationship ends up being BS or she crashes out again, I'm gonna facepalm so hard. Fuck the new Mummy movies. Stop making useless sequels. See, I only want this sequel for one reason. To erase the last of it that they did. Brendan Fraser was like everyone's heartthrob in this movie. He is still a heartthrob. He is a wholesome heartthrob. Henry is a villain, and with Brandon, that'd be better than a better written story and deserves to be good adventure movies, right? Girl, what's he doing? He is supposed to be wielding lightning. They can't draw the lightning. So he's just like, Arr. Mother, I'm close to finishing a new doll custom in the art channel. Congrazzles. Do you have any short-haired males? I did! You made me change his design. It's Forrest. I like long hair. They're all rather old, so of course they'd have long hair. But I never liked the short hair on the guys. It was for... Oh, and Red. Red has short hair. He has a mohawk. We don't care if it exists regardless. We pretend it doesn't. I didn't make you do shit. Yes, you did. All of you did. But I mean, alright, let's be honest. His hair didn't exactly get super long. It's more like just shaggy, and he pulled it back in a man bun. But... let's see. See, Red has just short hair. Most of his hair is shaven off. Oh, you can't see that. Red has just short hair. Only you can control you. 9! It. It's all your faults. Either way, Forest and Red. They do. They have the short hair. And most of the men that are in Placos, they have short hair. Let me see. Do I have a picture of one of them? I've not actually finalized them yet. If I can find them. See, this is Red's hair length. It's not long at all. So Red's is not. Let me see. This is the men in Placo's universe. That's her manservant. Her numero uno. He has long hair. But he is the hopeful for me to be the main side guy. There's this guy, and I don't think I designed the third one. I wanted there to be 3 suitors, but I don't think I did all 3. Oh, yeah, here he is. So there's this guy. There's this guy who is obviously not the main one. I believe I based him off a beluga whale. Or that fish that has a big fatty front forehead. And then this guy. He's the one I am hopeful to be Placo's main suitor. He's based off a thresher shark. Why does the manservant look like Blackjack? Well, I don't know why, because he's supposed to be black. I kind of based him more off the guy that plays the genie on whatchamacallit, on Broadway. Speaking of unnecessary sequels, apparently it's a Camp Rock 3? What? Do you mean a manatee? No. No, none of them are based off of manatee. Because they're not salt. They're not deep sea. Mom, what do you think I should do for a face for the new doll? I feel like it's lackluster. Baby, I haven't looked at it. I don't know. I'll have to look afterwards. But these are old. I drew these in 2024. And I haven't been able to do anything with them because I really wanted to expand on... there's a music video I want to draw for Placo that I want to animate. But all of them are based off of... This is one is based off an eel, as you can see by his tail. Then you've got... He's based off of either a beluga whale or that fish. I'm pretty sure beluga whale, judging by how I drew him. And then he's based off a thresher shark. But has way more personality than a thresher shark. They're trying to do Dirty Dancing too. They already redid Dirty Dancing without him. And I did not like it. I did not like the Dirty Dancing remake. I thought it was terrible. I feel like Christine's always ended 25% of your sketchbook exploring. Hey, you asked a question. I had to answer it. I do have OCs who have short hair. I do. Barry has short hair. That new bird lady has short hair. Celia has no hair at all. Diablo at one time had short hair, but I just didn't like it. It just didn't look good. You have to remember, most of these characters I designed when I had long hair. So I designed them based off of myself because I had long hair, so everyone else should have long hair. I feel like you're... Oh, yeah, I had no idea they did a Dirty Dancing reboot. Yeah. That and Footloose. They did a Dirty Dancing reboot and a Footloose reboot, and they both sucked. I asked a question out of genuine ignorance. So you have 4:30 Dancing movie. I know. There was a... I'm still new to the lore of Starson. There is quite a lot. There is quite a lot. I mean, I saw the Footloose reboot back in the day, yeah, and it's just not... Number one unpopular opinion about Footloose, I hated the main love interest. Ariel, I hated her. I thought she was an insufferable brat, and I honestly did not care when she got her ass beat several times. I felt like she deserved it. I hated that he was so into her. Which she wasn't even cute. When her personality was so shitty. I get as mad about Ariel as I do about Rain from frickin' Spirit Stallion of the Shimmer. I don't like her. I forget most of the time not being able to inquire at. But I only get to inquire at most between our various Yap sessions only twice a week. After going months at a time not being able to inquire, I know. Are the reboots just for the writers, producers to keep the copyright? I feel like it is partially that. What's the point of rebooting Footloose and Dirty Dancing? So that way, they don't have to come up with anything new. They can follow the old stuff, and they can still make money off of the nostalgia, while also, as whatchamacallit said, HG, keeping up with the copyrights. Not gonna lie, the pastor's daughter trope is lame. Back then, it wasn't. Back then, it wasn't as bad of a trope. The problem was, and I mean, the actress was a good actress. I did not like the character. I hated everything about her character, and I did not feel she deserved to get the love, attention, and help that she did. I just didn't. The copyright thing makes the most sense. It's true. Aishi is the only logical explanation. It's because right now Hollywood knows it's failing, and because it's failing, it refuses to take risks. Risks require money. Risks mean that they have to lose money, and they are all about making gobs of money without loss at all. They have no care for flops. They have no care for losing money. They would much rather get that easy dollar than ever risk making something that's going to be obscure. But the problem is, they keep making more obscure things by trying not to be obscure. Hollywood is, in essence, a self-fulfilling prophecy. And let's see. there we go. I don't think they even have enough for flops anymore. I know. They just keep beating the same horse over and over again. Do a lot of dumping myself. I know, honey. And they overspend when they don't have to. Absolutely. Oh my god. I don't even think they have enough for flops. Da, 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 da. But you don't seem to like to type the text for a few hours at a time. I honestly, the problem is that, again, what is the biggest problem with me is that I don't look in my messages. And the only time I do look in my messages are on Instagram, because Instagram is the easiest way for me to respond. Anything else, I'm too busy reading. I'll be very honest with you guys. What I'm doing more than anything is I'm reading. And if I have to stop what I'm reading to answer you, the chances are minimal that I'm going to answer you. It's nothing against you, but that's why for me, I don't go on Discord, because there's never a time I'm going to have a conversation that long or having a conversation with that many people that long. I just don't have the time for it. So I personally don't go on Discord as a result. But it is 6:42. And I have a lot of chores to get done in the house. So, what I'm going to do is we're going to end here, because I have to figure out if I'm even going to work tomorrow. I have no idea what's going on, and nobody has responded to me. No one has said anything to me. As per usual, I'm in the dark until the last minute. But, that being said, guys, let's not allow Starsun to be like, you better be dying before you interrupt my reading. It's been like a decent few months since I've been able to do such anyway. I know, that's the thing. For me, it's just a matter of, I do so much, and I deal with so much, and especially with my dad. A lot of times I'm shocked. It's been a whole day without my boss messaging me. Normally, she's messaging me all the time. And usually pulling away my attention span, pulling away my time. Then I've got, obviously the animals, my husband, and Penny, you good? There's just so many things take up my time that I really don't have the time to sit and talk. And then usually the only time I'll sit and talk is if I'm in the middle of an argument with somebody online, and then after that I walk away from it. And so, like, I might check on it periodically throughout the day, but still. I cut out one bitch in my life and my socialization has dropped dramatically. Since I've had the intent. There you go, guys. You got your minion. What are you doing, Penny? Yeah? You gonna get back on the chair anyway? Okay. She wanted to come over and inspect the drawing and then walk away. Making popcorn, so bye-bye. All right, I love you. Bye-bye. All right, here's what I'll tell you guys. I really do have to get the videos up. I have them recorded. I haven't done it. We're going to try to get these done. This is the new year, new me. Not so much, but still. What I will tell you is this. Let's not allow performative and fake bullshit to override our logic. Keep looking for all avenues of information. Do not let yourself just get manipulated by anything, emotional or otherwise. Pray for our country. Pray for our planet, because some of you are not from America. The drawing passed the vibe check, so she bounced. For real. She's like, all right, I accept it, mother. We'll move on. Well, I'm moisturizing. But stay safe out there. Don't go protesting, guys. Stay away from these idiots. Don't break any laws this week. If you are in the area that's going to be getting hit by more snow this weekend in America, like me, same thing as last week. Be safe. Don't be stupid. If you don't have to go anywhere, don't go anywhere. If your job is not something that is important to anyone's life, skip a day. Don't spend money you don't need to. Save it. And just don't go to work. Stay home. What an eventful January. I know. Next week is February, guys. Let's see what happens. Here's what I will tell you. I plan on trying to have the most relaxing February possible. Knock on wood. I love you guys. I will talk to you all soon. So remember to tell people that are important to you, that you love them, and to be safe. Guys, I love you all. Be safe. Thank you for joining me today. Thank you for sitting with me while I draw Azrael. I will talk to you all soon. I love you guys.